one is going out to Andrew Wiggins, and it's because a couple weeks ago, Stephen A. Smith came out and said that he wouldn't trade or give away Wiggins for a bag of cookies. Pretty much said there's just something about him that says he doesn't want it because, every year there has to be somebody that criticizes Andrew Wiggins and his game. And so this was it. Andrew Wiggins since then has averaged 23.4 points per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, a little over a block and a half per game, 50% field goal, 42% from three, and 92% free throw percentage, which is pretty much, if you were to keep in track that he's putting up 50, 40, and 90 stats.
Yeah, he's been wonderful. He's been a really solid second option, and that's what you can ask for the Warriors. I like the Warriors haters, I think, will always just come from the fact that he's never going to quite develop into that number one talent. I also think it's because of the contract. I think people will look at that and go, he's extremely overpaid. He's never been what he had the hype to be, put it that way. We remember all the winless for Wiggins hype going all the way back to 2014. But Andrew Wiggins is a total scrub either. And that's where it's like, Stephen A. Smith, come on. The contract is bad. And that's where I think it loses the value. But Andrew Wiggins has been really solid defensively this year. He's generally been guarding teams' best players night in and night out. Like we said, I don't want to give all the credit to that comment, but he's been on a generally great streak right now. Yeah. And again, with a Warriors team that is a little undermanned, not having James Wiseman, not having Kelly Oubre right now for dealing with that wrist injury. So the fact that they're staying afloat, he's been that bona fide second option on offense. And so I think you have to give him the credit there. I think, again, I think there will always be that narrative around Andrew Wiggins, but that doesn't mean that you just suddenly take him or suddenly could just come out and be like, oh, he's a bad NBA player. I think that's extremely unfair.
Where do you think, sorry, you just got me thinking about this. Where do you think Andrew Wiggins would go if you redrafted the 2014 draft? Because there are some names on here.
Let me look at it.
So here's how it went. Here's what it went. Wiggins was number one. Jabari Parker went number two, and I remember those. That was like the big two. And then Joel Embiid was hurt. Embiid went three. Aaron Gordon went number four. Dante Exum went fifth. Marcus Smart went sixth. Julius Randle went seventh. And then you start getting a little more open. Nick Stauskas, eighth. Alfred Payton went 10th. Which, by the way, was picked by Philly. We should point that out.
Oh, he got traded. Right away for Dario. It was a fleecing. A Sam Hinkie fleece.
Yeah, because then you jump down to Orlando, who took Dario. Zach LaVine went 13th. TJ Warren went 14th. Nurkic went 16th.
The big one is Jokic. Jokic went 41 in this draft.
Yeah, he's not even on this first list. Yeah.
Denver drafted Nurkic and Jokic in this draft. Remember when that was a decision at one point?
Yeah.
Obviously, Denver made the correct one there, and that was the big thing when they were moving on from Nurkic. This draft, if you were to redo it, it's essentially like, what do you want at one? Like, who do you think is easier to build around?
It would have to be, it would have to be Jokic or Embiid. Honestly, I think if you take it back and with the injury concern with Embiid, you're probably going Jokic.
Oh, if there's the injury concern, then you know how it turns out, then it's no doubt Jokic.
Right.
I think you could pretty strongly argue Jokic now at number one. Yeah. My homer a little bit may kick in and say I would take JoJo one, but I think with Joel and with Jokic, they're the clear 1-2. After that, I probably would take Zach LaVine 3. And then I would probably go with, it's crazy because they wouldn't have been this way before this year. I probably would take Julius Randle 4. And then at that point, you start to go down. TJ Warren's in consideration.
Aaron Gordon. Did you say Aaron Gordon?
Gordon's in consideration. My top 5 would be either Jokic, Embiid 1-2, and then LaVine at 3, and then Randle at 4. Oh man, it gets hard after that. Probably Aaron Gordon at 5. I want to say.
Do you put
barely?
Honestly though, the spark, and maybe it's just because I feel like the Sixers have been burned by him so much from Marcus Smart. I feel like he's such a team guy.
I know, but I just don't think Marcus Smart can do as much as Aaron Gordon can naturally, and that's
That's fair.
where it
And
kind
we
of
are seeing that a bit with the Nuggets. I mean, the Nuggets are holding on without, and he's only been there for a short period of time.
I want to pull up. I'm pulling up the NBA draft because I want to see the career win shares and VORP and all this stuff like that as it's ranked.
Oh man.
Clint Capella was in this draft too. That's a good call. Clint Capella would go. He would go not at 5, but he would go probably higher there. Just looking at the advanced numbers real quick. Kyle Anderson, he's been another one that's been good in this draft. Dwight Powell was in this draft.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's a lot of Gary Harris. I mean, there's a lot
Jeremy
of
Grant too. Jeremy Grant low. Jeremy Grant's 39. Joe Harris is 33. TJ Warren 19. Nurkic. Jordan Clarkson was in this draft. He was a second round pick at 46. Like, this is a good draft. There's a lot of like starters, rotation players in this mix.
right.
I think as of right now, just knowing the way it's played out, I think I take Aaron Gordon 5. Again, Levine and Randall are my 3-4, and then the 1-2 has got to be Jokic or Embiid. It's just pick whichever one you want. I'm going to say Joe jokes. I'm a homer. But I mean, if you go off the advanced numbers, Jokic has him smoked.
How crazy is that? I mean, Jokic has a 33.5 value above replacement, and Embiid's I thought was high at like 13.8.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Jokic is really good offensively, man, and like
yeah. You
really
gotta
special offensively.
even
Jokic, you could also make the argument it's easier to build around because he's so good offensively.
That's what I mean.
But Joel, you also can build an entire defense around. Like, that's the thing is, like, look at how good this. I mean, the Sixers are a 1 seed built around Joel Embiid being the key element and the key force in every factor of that game. So I think that matters too.
I wanna homer up with you. I just think you got to go Jokic number 1.
No, I mean, that's fair. I'm not even mad at that at all. I love Jokic a lot. I'm not one of these people who can't enjoy both of them. I think they're both super special.
Yeah.
It's they're leading the big man renaissance right now, essentially.